Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to my UE4 tutorial series on how to make a top-down shooter. So far, we can move, we can aim, we can walk, we can sprint, or run, depending on whether you're looking at the animations or the logic. And we put this chicken here. I needed to make him a masked lit sprite material. Perfect. So much better. Alright. So today, this is all I have set up so far in my testing, so this will be at the end of this recording session. Probably later I'll do a little bit more logic, and then another recording session. A little more logic, a little recording session. So this will be shooting. Now for shooting, we are not going to need an action event. Mouse events. Left mouse button. Oh, well, I did not need an action event for aiming. But, okay. So what we're going to want to do when the left mouse button is pressed is spawn an actor from a class. We don't have this class yet, so let's set that up. That's the error. So blueprints, we're going to need a blueprint, and this is going to be an actor. An actor is just something that you can't control. It's just a prop, basically. It's a prop. So we want, this will be bullet. Let's just call it bullet. And our bullets are just going to be spheres. So let's add a sphere component. Let's scale it down a little bit. Okay. It'll be a 3D sphere for now. Let's not worry about it too much. But what we do need to add is projectile movement. And our initial speed can be like 600. Max speed will be 0. Okay. Don't think I need to change anything else. If we do, I'll find out. Alright, so this class is going to be bullet. Now, we don't have a spawn transform, so there should still be an error. So let's drag over here, make transform. Transform, as you can see now, consists of a few things: a location, a rotation, and a scale. Now, if this works, we can make this work right now. As you can see, nothing happens. Well, spawning it at 0, 0. Sorry, 0, 0, 0. Not sure where that is. Let's set this to 0. It's down here. It's below the map. So I can't do that, unfortunately. But you know what I can do is I can get my location. Say, hey, spawn out where I am. Okay, I messed something up really bad. Why is this even... oh, wait, what? What is this? Oh. My player, oh, I moved my chicken on top of my player start. Did I? That's fine. It's plenty far away. There we go. Maybe it wasn't plenty far. So as you can see, we spawn these. They have shadows and everything. We can't collide with them. It spawns it on us, so when we click, it pushes us out of the way, and eventually we'll get pushed through the map. Just because they have priority, because they respawn later. So, we don't want them to spawn like that. We don't want them to spawn on top of us. We would like for them to spawn and a little bit in front of us, preferably like on that black pixel there. That's our gun, basically. So, we're going to do this in a little bit of a complicated way. I need to get my location, and I need to break it. Break the vector. So we're going to be editing the x and y values, obviously. But we also need to get actor rotation. We need to get our rotation. We need to break it down. That's not what I wanted. Wait. What is this? Does this make me look stupid? Why does this x have an x, y, and z? I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to do it my way. I guess tell me if there's an easier way in the comments, but I like doing it like this. So we know the only thing that's changing is our yaw. So this is all going to be based off of our yaw, and based off of some basic trigonometry that you should learn in junior, senior, sophomore year of high school. We're going to need to use sines and cosines. So if we have a right triangle, it's really hard to visualize. Do I have paint? So we have a right triangle. Imagine this is a right angle. This is still hard in paint. If this is our player here, if this is our player up here, this is the angle that he's rotated at. And it'll be from the horizontal from here. So this will be the real angle he's rotated at. Right here. Sorry, this is not relevant. So this will be the angle he's rotated at. So we'll be looking in this direction. These two sides here are the components of this in vector talk. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this vector down into its components of x and y. So if we take the sine of this angle, actually it would be this angle right here. But if we take the sine, it'll be the opposite. So it'll be the x value, unless we're up here. If we take the sine, it'll be the opposite. It'll be the y value. For some reason it works out. I don't know why this works out. It just does. And then cosine would be adjacent. No, because it always measures the angle from the same axis, if that makes sense. It's like if I think it measures from the x-axis. So this right here would be the angle it measures. So a right triangle would be more like this. And this would be our opposite side. This would be our adjacent side. So opposite would be the y. Yeah. It's basically, you can take the sine in degrees, because this is in degrees. I'm going to multiply a float by a float. And then I'm going to take my sine opposite. I'll just plug it into the x first, see if that works. This and say float, added to a float. I would use the plus key to search for that, but that's my record button. Let's multiply this by, say, 60. And then we'll take the cosine, which will be the other one, so we might need to flip these around. Multiply it by another float, which will also be 60. And then add that to our y value. And then we're going to make vector. Plug it in, x value, y value, vector. So now, okay, well, they're spawning. Oh, it's because it's 0. I want to plug in my z value. Okay, so it's a little bit wonky, but as you can see, as I rotate it spawns in different locations relative to me. I think I did this backwards. Also, I need to make this scale something like 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. So that I can like see where they're spawning. So now you can see they're kind of pointing in front of me, which is good, except they're pointing directly in front of me. And sometimes they aren't moving, which is because they're hitting my collision box. Because they're all trying to move this way, and if I'm either standing still sometimes or moving forward, they'll just hit me, or if I'm pointed this way. We'll get to all that. But you can see they're kind of in front of me now. And we need to go to our capsule component, and you can see this is 55. 60 should be fine. I find that if you make it 10 bigger than your capsule radius, then it will work great. Cool. Now another thing you'll notice is it spawns directly in front of us, which isn't really what we want. So what we want to do is we want to add to this yaw angle. So float plus a float. And this will be in degrees. We're just adding a few degrees to our angle so that it'll line up with our gun better. I think 35 is what I ended up using. So that means our gun is offset about 35 degrees. Yeah, see that spawns kind of closer to our gun. So we're going to need to make it longer now, because it's too close. So maybe like a 75. Actually, that sounds more like what I ended up with. Yes, now you can see they're spawning. If I really wanted to see where, I could disable projectile movement, initial speed 0. So you can see they're kind of falling, but they're all spawning on my gun, on the tip of my gun. Cool. We'll crank this back up to 600. This is probably going to be a longer video, but a little bit more of a complicated thing. So I think I can clean this up. And that's going to be by collapsing this into a function. Collapse the function. Shoot. So I'll go to this function, and I'll say, hey, this will be a local variable. I'll need 2. This will be the x offset. This will be the y offset. There'll be floats. This is just to clean it up a little bit so you can see what's going on. Promote. Okay, never mind. Don't need to do that. Get rid of that. Cool. So which one is my y again? Sine is y. So I will set this, which doesn't really work out because I need this. This will be all my setup, I guess. And then set my x offset. I can just loop this back around here. Set it here. And this is just so it's cleaner up top. So this huge line is cleaner. And we will get our x offset. Get our y offset. plug them in. And these are local variables, so they're just for making it clean. Cool stuff. Now I need to kind of split this up a little bit better. So I have logic down here, logic up here, making sure that everything gets back to where it's supposed to go. Put this back over here. Cool, so this is setting my offsets. This is using those offsets to do that. Should still work. Yes. So now we're going to work with our bullet. Because as you can see, it's always moving in the same direction. But for this, in our transform, get actor rotation, I'm going to set its rotation equal to my rotation. Alright, so on the event begin play, set velocity, or is it just velocity? Velocity, set velocity, right there. Now we need to make another vector. So I don't want it to just go up, right, up, right, left, and down. I want it to go where I aim. I want it to point and shoot in the direction that I aim. So for this to work, we're going to need our rotation. And since this is an actor, we can get our actor rotation. We can break it down again. And we can get our yaw out, which is, again, what we need. Move this up closer. Cool. So we'll get our yaw. And we'll take the cosine. And we'll take the sine. And for this, it's the same thing. So let me check. Sine was y. So make vector. Sine will go with y, that'll go with x. Then I just need to multiply these by something. A float times a float. And I can make this a variable float for bullet speed. So I can multiply this by get bullet speed, separate these out a little bit. This will be the y, or x, sorry. And this will also be multiplied by another float, which will be bullet speed, right to there. And this bullet speed will need a default value of like 500, actually probably 1000. I think is what I set that to before. And then this vector will just go into our set velocity. So at the event begin play, when this is spawned, the velocity will shoot off in the right direction. Why does it stop? Is there a range? I didn't know there was a range. It's interesting, so I could just like sit here and make a circle. It's interesting. I know they like collide with other things and stick to them. Oh, they're falling. Hold on. I used to have the gravity set to 0, but you know what? That doesn't even matter, does it? Nah. So that's how we set up our bullet. Pretty nice, right? I think so. And then if we wanted to, Let's do something fun. So we made another bullet. It has a sphere, it has projectile movement. But in this case, it calls the parent begin play. Because this is not what I wanted. Oh, that was a child blueprint, which is not what I wanted to do. I need to duplicate this. Bullet 2 is fine. And here I can just change the bullet speed to 6,000. This will be for like a different weapon. So in our player shoot, is left control, no. Yes, is left control down. We're gonna branch. So if left control is down, no, I can put true up here. Spawn actor from class. This will be bullet 2. This will be bullet 1. So if left control is down, then it'll spawn the faster bullet. If it's not down, it'll spawn the slower bullet. Hopefully we will be able to tell the difference. How do I get the input? Oh yeah, this doesn't work, does it? Is left is pressed? No. Okay. So this will be pretty simple. Just bear with me. Wait, no, I don't need this. What am I doing? I need my event graph. Left control. What? It's this. Input, key events, left control. There we go. This is what I want. So is weapon 2. And you know, I'll do this differently when I add more weapons. It'll just make more sense. But when it's pressed, we want to set weapon 2 to true. It's released. Set it to false. And then in shoot, there's an error. So we don't have this transform plugged in, first of all. And then our condition is going to be is weapon 2. So now, let's get somewhere where we can see. They stop about there, but if we hold control, bang, 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 bang. So yeah, that's how you can implement like different weapons, different bullet types, which we will be getting into quite a bit. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this episode. We learned how to shoot. And that's all I have planned, so it might be a while before the next one comes out. But I would like to get into implementing a UI, like an armor system, probably an endurance system, so you can't just sprint around all the time. And after that, we'll probably get into ammo and like ammo pickups, so you can pick up more ammo. Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Comment if you have questions and or suggestions with my crazy method of using sines, cosines, all this stuff. Yeah, we'll see you next time.